Hello lovelies, I am so excited to make this video on how to shop the Ralph Lauren Christmas aesthetic right from our closets. Think warm plaids, cozy knits, rich textures, and that elegant nostalgic holiday feel. I think I've been inadvertently doing this aesthetic for a while now. Let me know if you remember this movie from a few years ago. It's called A Castle for Christmas with Brooke Shields. There's this one scene at the end of the movie where she's wearing this gorgeous tartan, very Scottish holiday gown. And when I first saw the movie, I remember just like Googling tartan red holiday dress, and I got one of my favorite dresses ever, which is a Ralph Lauren Georgette dress that I still wear every single Christmas Eve to this day. I think the reason this aesthetic really appeals to so many of us is because this style is all about timeless luxury that will last forever. It just has a very earthy, approachable feel that some of the more luxurious aesthetics don't have. And the best part of all is that because it is such a timeless aesthetic, then you already own so many more pieces than you think you have to bring this aesthetic to life for not only this holiday season, but throughout the colder months as well. I'm Ziva and I'm so happy you're here. I love making videos that help you get dressed in the morning so that you feel beautiful and confident in your own skin. Because if you love how you look and you feel confident, then you can do anything. So for the list of things that you need to pull from your closet, they might not look Ralph Lauren yet, but just you wait, they will transform. The first pieces you want to pull are your sweaters and knits, especially the gorgeous cable knits that we've been seeing all season long. These have been very trendy this year. These are going to play an integral part in layering, providing texture, and kind of that rich country club feel that is such an emblem of the brand. The next category are blazers, which are a key element of layering. And these you have a lot of flexibility. Ralph Lauren uses a ton of textures, wool, herringbone, to more of a classic navy club blazer, to leather and suede, lots of richness and heavy kind of Western type of material, or even a chore jacket. This brand very much embraces like a Telluride, where he has his home type of lifestyle with horses and just like a lot of Americana. And then it kind of also halos over the English countryside aesthetic with the plaids and herringbone heritage dressing that we really love. And then we also have, on the other hand, more of that polished elegance with the country club polo type of sporty looks, really picking the blazers that match your lifestyle and also your preferences. After you pull these two, the next thing you want to identify are collared shirts in form of a button down, a polo, anything where you can kind of pop the collar. As we know, this season has been all about attention to the neck and the waist, so lots of high collars have been seen everywhere, and nobody does it like Ralph Lauren. And now while we're talking about the neck, the other thing you want to pull are scarves, ascots, twillies, any type of neck accessory that speaks to you and that you might already have. We have all accumulated a couple of scarves at this point in our lifetime, if not a couple dozen. Of course, anything plaid, tartan is your best friend, especially during the holiday season for Ralph Lauren Christmas. And anything that feels really artisanal. They always have these really beautiful campaigns with Native Americans that just have gorgeous prints that they collaborate with, really feed into the American heritage of the brand, which I think is really beautiful. In terms of texture, there's only so many times we can say suede, right? Suede is everywhere, and also a great texture to incorporate into your outfits for this aesthetic. Then you have that tweed, herringbone, and more of the wool textures that are just so significant every fall, winter, but especially this year. You've seen a lot of rise of really present sweaters and knits that seem to take over the entire outfit. Bringing those out from the back of your closet in the form of wool coats or suede bags, suede boots. Even if you have like a vintage leather belt, great time for it. And speaking of suede boots, boots are another huge piece of this look. Not only with the typical riding pants and trousers tucked into knee-high boots, but also even with dresses and evening gowns. That's something you see a lot on their runways is incorporating boots into the most beautiful gowns that you've ever seen, just to make it approachable. You can still move in your gown versus just always wearing these high stilettos that aren't really functional for most of us. And then finally, if you dare, hats. Looking on their website, on tons of Pinterest boards, and in my own personal experience with a brand, it's my favorite brand. There's two main hats they use. One is the newsboy hat that again is very much part of the English countryside aesthetic, and then the Western hat. The Western hat, along with the Western boots, has just picked up so much momentum over the last year, where you see people and the ski jet setters of Aspen and Courchevel kind of swapping these beanies for a Western hat. Once you've shopped your closet for these items, let's talk about some styling tactics that you can use to transform these basic pieces into the Ralph Lauren aesthetic. The layering game here is everything, because Ralph Lauren uses it so strategically in making sure that you can always see part of the layer. So a lot of times you see that they have that button-down shirt with a vest, with a scarf, with a belt, and a blazer, and then there's always lots of different things that go into it. And the reason it just doesn't look bulky is because they always take attention to make sure that something pops. Now, this is just for inspiration. It's very difficult in real life to do all of these unless you live somewhere extremely cold like I do in upstate New York, where I sometimes can conceivably wear all of these layers and be just fine because I'm freezing. It's okay. But most of the time, you can just take 2 or 3 elements from this and make them your own. And so being very deliberate about the layering is going to transform your everyday pieces into the Ralph Lauren aesthetic. The second thing that they do so well, and I touched upon this with the boots and the evening gowns, is that they do the high-low dressing so well. So down the runway, you see a very simple t-shirt or a whatever sweater, gorgeous sequin skirt that you know is worth thousands of dollars. Not being afraid to mix your pieces. So sometimes we have these very precious things that we don't take out of our closets very often because we feel like they're too nice. We're moving the party over here because I have lost all of the beautiful natural light. But as I was saying, this style is about wearing more of your pieces more often. And that is something that is a huge objective of mine with my channel. Most of the time we only wear 20% of what we have. And I want to flip that for you so that you're wearing 80% of your closet on a regular basis. The other styling technique with the Ralph Lauren aesthetic, many times we try to fit things into a neat little bucket, especially nowadays. We really want to label different styles in like the boho chic and old money and rich mom, mob wife. But if you really study the Ralph Lauren style, you will find that there's not a lot of rules when it comes to styling different looks. Even in this book, which I highly recommend, I'll put the link down below. It's a fantastic read. It's not only beautiful, but it's also really inspiring. If you love style and just making beautiful things around you, he doesn't think about having things necessarily match. It's more about choosing things that make his heart race. And I feel like that is such a wonderful compass when it comes to approaching your style. Is sometimes we might look at something that we love and that makes our imagination run wild and we want to wear it, but we think, that's not me, I couldn't possibly wear it. And so just allowing yourself that freedom, because that's really what it comes down to take a chance and say, like, let's see how we can make this work. And that's when you really start to have fun with self-expression and style. Let's look at 3 different outfits that are easy to recreate. First of all, we have tartan, which is a key element of the aesthetic. And I happen to have this dress on in this example. And so right from the get-go, you want to add that belt that cinches it together, that adds a little bit of a Western flair. The hat is completely optional. You don't have to go that route, but knee-high boots and a suede really going to help pull the look together. If you don't have suede, then any brown boots will do. It's really just about picking what you already have or what you really love. It's not about feeling insecure about the choices that you're making. The other thing that is really fun is just to add a fringe element. Fringe has been very trending for the last couple of years, and this is just kind of tying in the Western belt. With fringe, it has a huge underlying Western vibe inherently, and then I couldn't resist adding the hat just for the drama and for demonstrative purposes. But if you have a long flowing maxi skirt in a plaid or a shirt dress like this, then these are really easy ways just to bring them to life and dress them up even for a party with the right jewelry. I do have these chandelier earrings that I got myself for my birthday last year. They are Ralph Lauren. I try to wear them as often as possible, even if it's not such a dressy occasion. Plaid skirts have been so trendy this season, and they're show no signs of slowing down. A very classic way to be very comfortable and feel very polished. Second look is our quintessential denim look. I drew some inspiration from one of their old ads. Dark denim look that is also paired with a navy turtleneck. So kind of building a monochrome look from that denim outfit. So the navy turtleneck with the dark denim kind of provides a very elongating look. And then cinching that entire look with a thick brown belt, which is one of the elements that we covered in the how to start wearing your accessories this winter. Thick chunky belts are here to stay. So if you have one already, fantastic. They are a great investment just to cinch everything together, especially the knits and coats and things like that. And then in the name of layering, adding a blazer for the finishing touch. So this is my classic herringbone Ralph Lauren blazer that I've had for years, and they always have a version of it. I can't recommend it enough. If you're not looking to invest in a blazer like this, Quince has a beautiful one that I also really love that is an Italian wool and gives it that same type of vibe. So really fantastic. And then because I'm wearing flare leg jeans, popping on some ankle boots in a suede, again, brings some of the classic elements together with more trendy ones like the suede accessories and accents that we're seeing. Now the third look is the most nuanced one, the cable knit sweater. It's always been a hero piece of the brand. So grabbing your cable knit sweater, this one happens to be by Quince, and adding some simple black trousers. This is where you start to incorporate some of this styling techniques. So pulling those trousers into your boots for a more equestrian / polo player vibe, where it's more than just signaling that you have horses and that you own land. It's really about function and not getting your pants dirty in the snow. So it's very functional. It's very important that you don't just stop there. You have to add the layers. And so having that Oxford underneath, popping the collar, adding an ascot scarf to, again, present those layers that we talked about before that make or break the outfit. And then if you can muster the layering, because I know not all of you live in freezing temperatures like I do, adding a blazer. This is the one that I was talking about by Quince. It's Italian wool and it looks really beautiful and very elegant as well. It's also a little bit oversized, so I'm able to fit a lot of stuff underneath it. So this look is more nuanced, but it's still very approachable and it doesn't feel crazy like I'm adding an extra vest or something that just doesn't make sense for real life, but it looks beautiful in ads. This is the dress that I got 4 years ago. They don't have this particular style anymore, but they do have a more current one that's like a halter top that is the same exact material. I'm pretty sure it is the same exact material. They have just cut it a little differently. So if you love the feeling of this, this is a really great purchase. Also a wonderful price. This dress that I'm wearing here, I would more like heartily recommend it. And I was kind of seduced by a Pinterest ad. Like I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And I think I just ordered it like late one night. You know how that happens? Like you're doom scrolling and then before you know it, like you wake up to the notification that says like, congratulations, like on your purchase. And you're like, what? That's what happened here. And actually I didn't think it was gonna ever come. I ordered it maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago and I wasn't certain that I was gonna get it. And I was getting ready to call my credit card company. And then lo and behold, I just got this in the mail. And I gotta say, like, I'm skeptical of like recommending it because it took so long to come in, but it is really nice quality. I mean, they're not messing around here. I've always talked about how like the inside is an indicator of quality, like if it's just as beautiful as the outside. So the buttons are sewn on really well, which is also one of the things that I look for quality, is how the buttons are sewn onto the garment. It passes that test. And then finally, there was no like weird, toxic, foreign smell like when I opened the package. If you really love the dress and you're like, gosh, I've really been wanting something just like it, then they do have a few other colors as well. Like, I don't know, but I'm just giving you the whole story though. Like, it's gonna take a couple weeks to come in. It is gonna come in and you're gonna love it, but it's just one of those things that takes a little longer. If you want more layering tactics and more ways to wear your accessories, make sure to check out this video. I'll see you there. And if you learned something today, make sure to hit the subscribe button.